So, hello and welcome to another episode of the Cyclist Amateur Tactics, where we follow two Archanen cycling enthusiasts in the game The Cyclist Tactics, who simply want to have fun in one cycling race every month and see how far they can get. And without further ado, let's continue where we left off in the last episode. So last time we had a okay-ish, I guess, Wildau road tour, where we finished somewhere down the pack. But first and third stage went reasonably fine. We just died on the second one. And the upcoming tour looks a little bit better. So if we can survive the first stage, which is good, the first, so we are still fresh. And then the next two should be not too difficult to manage. We didn't get too much experience, so Vladislav had just leveled up, and we're now just at 13, so I guess the future levels are going to be a bit harder to come by, although Maxim is already at halfway towards level 4, so that's also progressing reasonably nicely, and we have to start thinking how we want to spec him there. Otherwise, let's just jump right into the first stage. Of course, not among the favorites, and we have a level 4 Konstantin Ilin again as the lowest lead rider from the other teams. He's a climber level 1, so might have an advantage here, but let's see again what happens and whether we can make it to the end in one piece. So starting out with a climb again. And I'm again going to stay here because there is not too much slipstream to get, if any. And I'd rather move back in the next move again to save one piece of energy. We get 3 SKPs, but we don't care. We stay with the peloton. And just fall gradually back. So the SKPs made the mad dash to the downhill, and I suspect we won't. Nope, we won't indeed. Which is more than fair with still having to spend 6 energy, or rather 5 when we make the second move to the back, although we have the downhill. That's a pretty long downhill, which is nice, so not much opportunity to burn energy. And the SKP is making really progress here, so I expect the peloton, yeah, won't take it easy. They can't afford to. Not too much slipstream here in some of the areas. Still plenty. That saves our precious energy. In terms of the overall strategy, I suspect it makes sense to go out before the final climb, even though there's a downhill afterwards. But we should be able to maneuver freely and not being stuck in at the end of the peloton. That's something we can start worrying about after the second upcoming climb, or rather after the climb or after the first mountain jersey checkpoint. Wow, they jumped this small climb, so they're certainly not taking prisoners. The escapees have made nice headway, but that probably looks further ahead than it is thanks to downhill. Why not? They are not going to the 13? Because they can't get across anyway. Just since we're not paying any energy, it doesn't matter to us. How far do they jump in? Reasonably pretty far. Wow. Oh, the insanity, but it's probably a good way to spend attack points. And we can make it as well. Is Maxim already slowing down? Vladislav has speed of 13. And Maxim has a speed of 12. Yeah, Maxim is already slowing down again. Due to same energy. Lower energy per turn. So that's something to address in the next level up. So Maxim might have a nice base speed, but it drops too quickly. So either more energy per turn, more energy, or more recovery. And that's then something to work out once we are there. That's pretty conservative. Would have expected to jump to the 13. Where are they going? They might be going to the 8 and then across. And the SKPs are already in the climb. They're actually jumping short. What was the point of that? Are they so concerned about energy? Because you don't get a recovery. Anyway. I'm staying in the peloton, but I have to move out afterwards to be ready for the final climb. Yeah, that's... Now you're going crazy. I can follow reasonably well. The good thing is now they will jump very short. They're starting from 3, so that's really reasonable. And yeah, everyone is coming to the front, and I guess I have to leave at least the last part of the peloton. I guess they care about the mountain jersey points, which I don't. So 5 here, and I might actually have to pay an attack point to get out. But I have enough, so that shouldn't be a problem. Because they might go pretty well, they're not going that crazy here. So maybe a bit premature, although no, exactly right. Because next turn will be at the bottom of the climb, and there I want to be in the front group. And this is at least going to be pretty cheap to move into the front group. As everyone else is doing. And now things are getting interesting. Final climb, and that probably depends the groups moving towards the finish, so let's hope we can hang in there. Getting pretty low on energy already. Everyone's going here. We are comfortable at the end of this queue. And this is probably going to be a jump across. No, halfway. And then, well, 3/4. And probably only for those who can make it. Most can. And we can too. With pretty much dwindling energy reserves. But we're still good. And all that's left is downhill, so it's worth investing. I'll have no Maximatis, who's in better shape. Pretty much identical. Yeah, then I keep Maxim ahead. Because he's nominally faster, and he will be faster since he has one in downhill. It probably doesn't matter that much in this long front group. So most jump here, 5 and 4. And 5 and 4. Lost a few, but not that many. Too bad, almost. But we are pretty done. But so might be everyone else. And it's just downhill anyway. And the SKPs actually are going to win this thing. So Maxim can make the jump and is then completely dead, and the same for Ladislav, so not much sprinting after the start and finish line. Does it matter who is in front? So Vladislav has one more point, so no, I'm moving Maxim back, so the guy with one more point is ahead and can make the most of it, hopefully. And let's see where we end up and how dead everyone else has been. So Vladislav can indeed make the jump to where everyone else is and spend his almost last attack points to move forward. It's going to be Ruin in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 or 6th. It's probably Maxim has a better choice for the other stages, so I'm burning the very last points that Vladislav had, and Maxim can move here with his energy. I'm keeping him here to have at least hopefully maybe 1 or even 2 more attack points in the next stage. Konstantin Ilin has actually won that, so he was the weakest leader of them all, and that was the toughest stage, so I'm not sure how much is going to change here. So we survived. We are probably in reasonably good shape. So in the front pack, so 8th and 11th. And the next 2 stages are going to be a bit shorter, but that's then something for our next episode. So overview, summary and preview. So if we were to stay in 8th, that would give at least a few prestige points. So Vladislav is now the main rider. Let's see what happens to the others. This looks pretty long actually, so he might have one more advantage here, since this is mostly flat. And he is in better shape energy-wise, though not brilliant at all. So if someone can survive this, then it's probably Vladislav. So let's see what happens in the next episode.